What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Austin in China coming at you live from the streets of Chengdu. It's been a while, right? It's been a while. I haven't posted on any sort of social media for a couple of weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks, I don't know. But now we kind of know why, at least a little bit. I am thinking of leaving Chengdu. Actually, I'm not even thinking. I am leaving Chengdu, and that will be the topic of today's stream. Leaving the city that I have called home for the last 6 or so years. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go around on the e-bike. I'm not going to be walking too much today. And well, yeah, hello. Yeah, hey, there you go. I'm not going to be walking too much today because of reasons that we'll get into. But yeah, this is the kind of saying goodbye to Chengdu stream. Hey, Shakey's, John, Christopher. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, let's get right into it. Why don't we? I'm going to hop on the e-bike here, and then we are just going to go. We're just gonna go. All right, so I am here by the river looking north towards the TV tower. We're gonna kind of we're gonna go along one of the main streets of downtown Chengdu, and we're gonna see kind of some of the sights, see some of the places that people kind of normally associate with Chengdu, because this will, in all likelihood, be my last time kind of going around these places, because I'm leaving Chengdu in like just a little bit over 2 weeks. A little bit over 2 weeks, I'm going to be headed out of this town, and yeah, it's it's a lot to process. It's a lot to think about uh, leaving this place, because yeah, I've stayed in Chengdu longer than any other city in China. I've had a steady job here in Chengdu longer than any time in my entire life. I've been at Sichuan University for 5 years, and I've never had a job for 5 years. And staying in the same city, I don't, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I wanted to take this opportunity today and kind of take a trip along through the kind of main sites of Chengdu and talk to you guys, talk through kind of where I've been the last couple of weeks, what I've been doing, and how I'm feeling, where I'm going, what I will be doing, and things like this. The people on my Patreon and on Discord and stuff like that, they've kind of know where I'm going and what I will be doing. They've known for a while. Yeah, I figured it'd be a good time to talk about, because I don't have a lot of time left. So, Shakey's, what is the temperature today? The temperature, I'm not actually sure. I think if I had to guess, it'd be around 20 degrees Celsius. It's like in the 70s or so. Although I can tell by the way that the weather's shaping up, it's going to get hot today. It's going to be a hot one, but it's very nice. It's very comfortable. It's balmy. It's a nice kind of Mediterranean climate today. Very temperate climate today. So on our left, we've got Tai Kuli, which is one of the kind of latest streams that I did, or maybe that was the last stream that I did, was at Tai Kuli. It's the main shopping pedestrian street of Chengdu City. Can I zoom in? No, I can't actually. Um, so yeah, I did that. You can check that stream out. That was a good time. I kind of took you through all the places that you would need to know, all the major landmarks of Taikoo and all of that. So, next to Taikoo is Chunxi Road, which is the other main pedestrian shopping street, which we're gonna pass on the way to Tianfu Square. So, yeah, as we kind of go along this. Through this part of Chengdu, I'm going to be going through some of my talking points, kind of the main talking points of today's stream. So here, let's get going. Green light, green light. So where am I going? Yeah, where am I going? I'm not moving back to Texas. I'm not moving back to the USA just yet. No, no. So I will actually be going to a completely different part of China, a part of China that I've never even visited, let alone lived, and that is Zhejiang province. I'm going to Zhejiang province in the southeast, and I'm going specifically to a city called Hangzhou. So Hangzhou, it's the biggest city and it's the capital of Zhejiang province, and it's kind of made famous by West Lake. West Lake, it's a massive lake on sort of the western edge of the city. And if you look at the 1 yuan notes, like the 1 yuan, the one RMB note, you'll see a picture of Westlake on the note. So it's definitely a famous place, another well-known kind of big city. Although it's not kind of big, it's not all that big when you compare it to the likes of, let's say, Shanghai or Beijing or something, but still a well-known city. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I've been in 3 different cities now. I've been in Lanzhou, the capital of Gansu province, and I've been in Tianjin, which is a municipality just around Beijing. And then I've come to Chengdu, which is where I've kind of made my camp the last 6 years. Um, so I've been in 3 different regions of China, 3 completely different areas of China. The Northwest, kind of the Northeast, like almost the Northeast. And then I'm in the Southwest now, and I'm going to be going to the Southeast, which is going to be a really interesting experience, a totally different experience that I'm really looking forward to. 4 cities in 4 different regions of China. That's something that not many people, not many like bloggers can say that they've lived in all these different areas. So yeah, there's Chunxi Road right there. And we're going to head over because Tianfu Square is just ahead of me. So we're going to go that way. But yeah, Hangzhou, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. And I'm also, of course, changing cities. I'm going to be changing jobs. I will no longer be associated with a university. I'm going to be at an international school, at an international high school to be specific. I'm going to be teaching, I don't know specifically what ages, um, but so I'll be teaching kind of general ESL classes, of course. But on top of that, I'm going to be teaching AP, which is advanced placement. It's an American thing. Uh, Basically, like an AP test is a fast track kind of college credit course. You take this class and you learn a lot of advanced subject matter, and then you take a test, the AP test, and then that gives you a college credit, so you don't have to take that class in college. So I'll be teaching AP language and composition, so understanding rhetorical situations, understanding the purpose for why writers write a text and why they write it the way that they write it, the type of language that's used, and also composition, so writing, teaching students to form arguments, to understand how to write to different audiences and things like that. So that's one thing that I'll be teaching, along with IGCSE. So GCSE is it's sort of like an AP equivalent. It's like what British students use. It's their kind of pre-A-level courses. I'll be teaching GCSE sociology. So wow, a whole different kind of thing. from teaching kind of oral English at the university level to non-English major students. Very, very different. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be a lot of lesson preps every week, a lot of work. So I imagine I'll be stepping away largely from the YouTube channel, but in a good way. I'll be in a job where I can sort of challenge myself and teach new things that I've never taught before and learn as well as teach. Because I've never taught sociology. It's a new subject matter for me. Um, so when you do history as a degree, you learn a lot about society and how to study society. But in terms of sociology, this is a new thing. So I've been taking a lot of time to read up on sociology and read up on the subject matter because you have to be an expert before you even step foot in the classroom. So that's what I've been doing with a lot of my time, along with studying Chinese. Um, so yeah, okay, now we are getting towards the Tianfu Square area. We're getting towards the Tianfu Square area. So like when you get around Tianfu Square, you'll see a lot of museums. There are a lot of museums around. And here there used to be an opera house. They tore it down, and actually they found that in this area there are a bunch of like ancient tombs, and it's an excavation site at the moment. So there's a lot of digging going on right here. So there's no more there's no more opera house, no construction. I don't know what's going on here. Why are all these people here? I have no idea. Huh. Okay. But we are in Tianfu Square. This is sort of the geographical center, the geographic center of Chengdu. So this is where all the tourists come and they take their pictures. And actually, the PSB, the place where foreigners get their visa stuff done, is here as well. So yeah, Tianfu Square. This is a place that I pass by quite a lot, but I don't really come very often. And just across the street there, I think we might go down that way, is Renmin Nanlu. So the South People's Road. Um, it's sort of the main artery that goes north and south in Chengdu. And here's the banner, 100 years of the Communist Party. There's Chairman Mao. And behind that is the Science and Tech Museum. And right there is the PSB, where all the foreigners get their visa stuff done. So this is obviously a quite important area. And here's Chengdu Museum. Great museum. I recommend it to everyone who's coming to Chengdu. It's a great museum. It's free. You just rock up, show your passport, and they give you a ticket, and you're in. And then just here is the art museum, and then behind the art museum, there's another museum. So it's a good time. It's a good time. So there are a ton of comments. So let me take a let me take a look after I cross the street. I'll take a look at some of your comments. Well, yeah, wow, 35 comments. So you people have a lot to say. You got a lot to say. So yeah, let's check those out. Let's check those out here in just a second. I'm gonna pull over because I do want to cross the street right here. Actually, no, I don't. I want to go to the Quanjai alleyways in People's Park. So here, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. When I visit Hangzhou, I'll visit Yiwu. Yeah, that's right. Might have to learn Hangzhounese. See, that will be a fascinating little aspect of living in Hangzhou, is a new dialect. Yeah, a new dialect. It will be really, really cool. And yeah, Jamaica Funk. Yeah, Jamaica Funk. Let's definitely meet up. So one really great thing about Hangzhou is that it's really close to Shanghai, and there are a bunch of vloggers situated in Shanghai and in that area. It'll be great for travel and great for meeting with people. So yeah, Jamaica, we're definitely going to meet up. And Snarky, I'm definitely going to meet up with again, and whoever else is in that area. It's going to be fantastic, actually. I'm really looking forward to having that opportunity to collab. It's going to be awesome. So there we go. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Try to teach IELTS. I've taught IELTS privately. Yeah, I'll talk about IELTS stuff in a little bit. So yeah, freshman. IELTS students. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, listening is a tough thing. So, okay, all right. So, yeah, let's keep it going. So, Hangzhou. Hangzhou is the place that I'm going, and I've already said what I will be doing there. So let me move on to the next point here. Oh, okay. All right. So also, where have I been? Where have I been? Yep, good question. I started getting comments um, over the last few days saying, "Dude, are you okay? Where have you been? I haven't seen you on social media." Okay, all right. We'll talk about it real quick. I had just a series of fiascos uh, going on in my life. Um, I've been sort of depressed knowing that I'll be leaving Chengdu, um, and and yeah, just been in a funk, knowing that I'll be leaving the university and kind of getting tired of the university, getting tired of Chengdu. But I'll talk about what's going on in my mindset later. And then I went on this hiking trip and camping trip, and on this hiking and camping trip, I injured my knee. I like popped a couple of things in my knee, like maybe like a ligament or two. Definitely popped a little bit of my MCL because the side of my knee, there's been some instability and some pain there. And then I had a gout attack, which swelled up my knee on top of that ligament stuff. And then also on that camping trip, my camera got soaking wet because I took a swim in the river accidentally and got kind of swept away in the river because it was the current was really strong, and the camera got really wet, and I got super depressed because I was sure that the camera was broken because the lens was fogged up. There was water inside the lens and inside all the components, and I got real depressed about that. And I just left the camera untouched for like almost 2 weeks. I just touched it a couple of days ago, and it was fine. It was fine. So I just not touching it, letting it dry out, and not letting the circuits short. Wait, the electronics kind of short circuit. That helped a lot. So see this green space right here? This is actually People's Park. So it's really convenient actually for travelers in Chengdu. If you're around Tianfu Square, it's just a short walk to People's Park. It's a short walk to Chunxi Road and Taikuli. It's a short walk over to Quanjiaishang, to the wide and narrow alleyways, which we're actually going to head to in just a second. So, like, this is a route that I recommend people every time they message me about visiting Chengdu. I'm like, start in Tianfu Square, and then go to the park, go to Quanjai alleyways, and then make your way back to Chunxi Road, Taikuli, and then go on the Riverwalk Street, which I did another stream on Wangping Lu or Wangping Jie. So yeah, it's quite good. So, but man, the kind of roller coaster of being injured and being like sick and being depressed with my camera and this and that, leaving Chengdu, man, it's just not been conducive to to live streaming or video blogging. I don't have a ton of footage from that camping trip, but I think I have enough to spin it into a video. Man, this traffic is really something. This traffic is really something. Okay. Jeez. There we go. So yeah, that's pretty much where I've been. Though I am kind of constantly on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, at China Sleep, you can check that out. I'm pretty much always on Twitter, but I mostly repost stuff. I mostly retweet. I don't do a lot of my own contributions. Yeah, and here, so you see this character in red right here? This character in red marks the entrance or one of the entrances to the wide and narrow alleyways right there. So Quanjai, so wide and narrow. It's a combination of two characters. And I've never actually been on this particular street. So let's check it out. So this is my first and last time kind of coming along this street. Wow, look at this super like modern artsy architecture right here. And this sort of architecture and this sort of remodeling of Chengdu is something that I do want to talk about. Um, it sort of factors into one reason why I'm leaving, or maybe not why I'm leaving, but why I'm eager for the next adventure. But yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, let me pull over real quick. So here, oh, we can actually just go. So this is the one of the entrances to the wide and narrow alleyways right here. So there you go. Got some people taking pictures right here. So, one thing that's kind of made me look at this kid. That's funny. One thing that's kind of made me consider leaving Chengdu is that I'm getting itchy feet, particularly in light of the pandemic, not being able to really travel as much. I've been getting itchy feet and not really wanting or not really being able to travel. It's been bumming me out and just feeling like I'm stagnating. Like I said, I haven't been in one place for so long. I've never like worked a job for so long and stayed in one city for so long, really in my entire life, except for kind of growing up. Uh, it's it's uh, it's weird, and I don't feel like there's been a lot for me to improve after, especially in the last couple of years at SCU. I've got my curriculum. I am trying to improve. Like I am always trying to get better, but there's only so much when you're only allowed to teach one subject. You're only allowed to teach spoken English at Sichuan University unless you really, really fight for it. It kind of bums me out that the uni doesn't encourage teachers to really improve and to really move forward and try new things. So I'm looking for a place where I can improve. I'm looking for a place where I can feel a little bit more valuable. I can feel more useful. And this place in Hangzhou definitely was aggressively recruiting me and trying to build up a new team. They've got a great vision. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So there's been a lot to talk about, a lot to keep thinking. Um, Guys, quit arguing about the pandemic, about Fauci and all this. Like, no, look, nobody cares. That's not why people are here. So look, I mean, there is a timeout feature on on the uh, on the chat here. I can also just ban you from the chat. Like, that's not what this stream is about. That's not why people are here. No one cares about Dr. Fauci and the virus and blah, blah, blah. No one cares. That's not what this stream is about. So get out. Shut up or get out. Or I'll put you out. So shut up. Okay. Anyway, fuck off. Okay. I don't want you in my stream if you're just going to argue. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, why don't you just have a little like self-respect and like respect the streamer, right? Like that arguing online is not going to change anybody's opinions. Like arguing in in a chat is not going to change anyone's opinions. All you're doing is just like it doesn't make any sense. So just stop. Stop it. All right. Anyway, continue. Yeah, you're ruining the spirit of the stream here. There you go. So anyway, let's move on. So that's why there are so many comments, because people are bitching about the pandemic and the virus. Move on with your life. Move on with your life. It happened. Fucking get over it. Anyway. So, all right. I think we're gonna pull over and we're gonna cross the street and head back this way. We're gonna head back this way and take a different route, and I'll kind of get into a different dimension of of the uh, of the stream. So, why is my My phone has quit responding. So wait, I I talk to people, I try to get people in line, and then my phone quits responding. I don't know what's going on here. Um, I'm going to see if it's going to catch up because it often does that. But if not, I'm going to kind of restart everything and get things going again. Let's see. So that's fine. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. But it's funny. The thing is, um, the pandemic is actually the thing that I wanted to talk about. All right. Okay. Bye, David. All right. Okay. At least for a while. It's funny. The pandemic is actually the next thing that I wanted to talk about because, with the pandemic, it sort of made like 2020 was actually a really good year for me. I sort of discovered live streaming, and a lot of the China vloggers discovered live streaming, and we were able to like get into rooms together, streams together, and communicate and to bond and talk about things. I was jumping into snarky streams a lot, in particular, and I had a few people on my channel, and that was really nice. But it forced me to sort of confront the reality that uh, like having all this time to myself to think about um, things, it forced me to kind of self-reflect and think about what my long-term goals were and what I actually wanted to get out of my China experience. What was I getting out of my experience at Sichuan University, and what's in my future? And I realized that I hadn't really been planning for my future. Um, and that's never a good thing. I was just not thinking about what I wanted to do later in life. I was not planning for like having a family. I was not planning for what if I end up moving back to the States, or what if I wanted to do something besides teach ESL. I never really planned on any of that. I had no contingency plans, no backups. Um, I had not diversified any of my income streams, like, and that was kind of scary to think about and realize and confront. Because, like, for me, if I know myself, and I think I do, there's nothing I love more than running away from my problems. There's nothing I love more than just having fun and being comfortable and not thinking about the harsh realities of certain aspects of life. And I had to confront those things. And that thinking kind of spurred me to think it's time to move into a career path where I teach something besides ESL, where I make more than I was making. I'm not making very much at the university, so it's time to get paid. I have all this experience, I have all this knowledge, I have all these skills. It's time to get paid for it. Um, and so I do have to thank the pandemic for that, because it was quite useful in that regard. So here's a little bit of People's Park. We're going to stop here. Maybe check a couple of comments. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, and there are lots of things that I'm thinking about. Yeah, I do monetize the vlog. Um, so yeah, I mean it's great. Yeah, writing a book, monetizing the vlog. Yeah, super chat, sure. There's so many things. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, there are so many more things to be doing, and yet China is a great experience, and it's a great opportunity to explore so many avenues, because in China you do have the freedom to sort of move around and try a lot of different things. But this little girl just waved at me. But I think people tend to get stuck in what's comfortable, and that's not a good thing. It's great to be comfortable, but you don't want to get stuck. And it's. Ooh, this is a great question. I do want to get back to. This is a great question, Aaron. Thank you. I do want to get back to that. And another thing was like the U.S. consulate closing down, that sort of kind of that was a really odd thing for me personally, um, because like the consulate didn't really do a lot for me in my like daily life, I suppose. But like knowing that there was a consulate just down the street, and knowing that that little piece of the USA was there was, I didn't really know it at the time, but it was a little bit of security. It did provide a feeling of security and safety there. And then when that closed, and seeing all the hubbub and all the stuff that happened online, as well as like going by the consulate as it was closing, was a really uh, sobering reminder that things can change really quickly, and you've got to be prepared. So that's another kind of aspect of contingency plans, right? In case things go south, are you ready for it? So here's the entrance, Renmin Gongyuan, right there. So there's the entrance to People's Park. All of this within a short drive, short walk of Tianfu Square. Plus, I had friends who worked at the consulate. Um, I had friends who worked at the consulate, so when the consulate closed, like I lost that group of friends who I was just starting to get to know, and those people like who were really great people. I loved them. We had a lot of great conversations and had a great time together. Um, but yeah, when the consulate closed, I lost that, and when the pandemic happened and the borders shut as well, I lost another huge chunk of my social group, of my circle of friends, and yeah, it was really it was quite sad. And the thing is, like with with um, I guess, how can I say this? So with any city, I suppose, like living in a lot of different cities and a lot of different regions, like you grow to realize that what makes a city really great is not just kind of the lifestyle and the food or whatever, but people really make the city. Like people make the city great. The people make the memories. You know, you don't make memories in a vacuum. You don't live in a vacuum, and your friends are really important. So if you have a group of really good friends, even a horrible city can be a lot of fun, and you can make a lot of great memories. Um, but yeah, when the pandemic hit, the borders closed, the consulate closed. Like I lost probably 80% of my circle of friends, and man, that sucks. Um, but it's a reality. Also, just like being an expat in general, like the expat community is very transient. Um, People come and go all the time anyway. Um, so yeah, that was tough. That was real tough to deal with. But you can't avoid it. You know, it is what it is, and it happened. All right, let's get out of here. Ooh, that's the thing about downtown Chengdu. There are all these landmarks, but there's also all these people. There's all these tourists walking around. There's all these like, woof. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go down South Renmin. We're gonna do that. I think that'll be a good little route. I think. So, um, pulling over, pulling over. I got to think of my next point. We can check some comments while we're at it. Let's see. Yeah. Well, so I'm not adding text real time. What I'm doing is I have some banners. Um, I have some like banners that have pre-typed out talking points. So that's what it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Absolutely. Journey and destination. We'll do a little collab. I don't know where you are, but we'll figure something out. And yeah, I am a bit sentimental. I mean, it's hard not to be. It's hard not to be. It's sort of the end of a chapter of my life, um, because there are so many things that go into it. Um, and if my channel is one thing, you know, if my channel is one thing, and I mean, I hope it's this. It's real. My channel is real. I don't like to really sugarcoat things. I don't like to go into politics. I don't want to politicize the truth. I don't want to politicize anything. Um, I just want to say like what my experience is and what my feeling about a certain place or a certain experience um, or a certain aspect of life is. That's all. I'm just here to share. Um, so yeah, if my channel is one thing, I hope it's real. It's down to earth. That's just what I hope. So yeah, I am a bit sentimental, and I do want to talk about, you know, a lot of things. So this might be a long live stream, going to so many different things in depth, but I think it's important. Uh, and one reason that I want to leave Chengdu, and I already touched on it earlier, that is the job and money. You know, I have a, I have one, two, three, four, five, I think, different ESL, EFL qualifications from, four of them are from Cambridge and one is from another institution. You know, I have these certifications. I have lots and lots of experience teaching in China at different levels, mostly at the university level. I have such a bank of lessons and skills and things that I know how to teach. And I just feel like it's time to cash in, It's time to cash in. It's time to get paid for it. Um, Being able to build my resume, I suppose, was sort of one focus of my career in the beginning. Was like, okay, I'm at a small university in Gansu, and then I move up to a better university in Tianjin, and then I move to a better university in Chengdu, and then I moved to an even better university in Chengdu, where now I'm teaching at like a top, I think SCU is like a top 20 university, mostly because of Huaxi, the medical school. Um, but it still is. It's like a top 20 school, and there's not really a lot of places to go from there. So yeah, I just feel like, okay, so it's time to use my sort of pedigree. It's time to sort of use the universities and their status as a way to leverage myself into higher paying positions, and that's what I've done. So I found a position at an international school, getting paid lots of money, or I will be getting paid lots of money. I will be working a lot, sure, but um, there are a lot of things that the job offers that I don't get at the uni. So, at high school, you see your students several times a week. You see your students probably three to four times a week, and especially if I'm teaching different subjects, which I will be. I will be seeing my students. I will be seeing some students every single day, which is great. Being able to really build a relationship with students, like a real relationship, which you can't really do at university, seeing your students once a week. Um, so I'm really looking forward to that. Plus teaching subjects, which would be able to transfer into other jobs or transfer back to the US or into Europe or, wherever I may go after China. That would be fantastic. So yeah, get paid for it. Get paid for the experience. Get paid for what I've done. Um, I'm really happy about that. Really happy about that. For the first time in my life, um, in China, I've not really had to worry about money. Um, at the university, there are still sort of some concerns with money. Money does get tight sometimes because unis just don't pay well. But with this next job, I'll finally be like super financially secure and be able to like really save the vast majority of my income. That feels good. So, yeah. And also, oh, one thing that also kind of made me want to, well, I'll get into that in a little bit. Um, Another thing that I do want to talk about In a second, let me check these. Did I get a Delta? I did not get a Delta. Um, because Deltas, I don't think, Deltas are really useful in Europe, and maybe in the Middle East, but I don't see myself necessarily going to those places. Like if I were to, for example, go back to the USA, a Delta doesn't really mean anything. It's a European certificate. So if I were to get a an advanced certificate, I would go with a master's because a master's kind of means the same everywhere. So, and there are some programs that I'm looking at. I am looking at that. So, yeah. Let's see. One other thing that sort of prompted me to think about leaving Chengdu was Chengdu is really changing a lot, a lot. And it's something that I've mentioned in previous videos, um, sort of pro and a con at the same time. And that is that China changes a lot. China's constantly changing. And for some people, that's a really great thing. They love the constant change. They love seeing things shift around. And some people maybe really hate it. You know, they come to a city and they fall in love with the city, but then like their favorite places get torn down, their favorite restaurants get remodeled, and then the flavor changes, or you know, there's so many different aspects of life that change here in China, and Chengdu is doesn't feel the same to me. Um, and I remember doing a podcast. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you remember I did a podcast a long time ago, China A to Z. I think it's called the TIC Podcast Network now. For the TIC podcast with a friend of mine, and something he said to me, he's like, I'm worried that China is going to, what did he say? He said, I'm worried that China is sleepwalking into losing its identity. And I'm worried that Chengdu is sleepwalking into losing its identity, like in its rush to develop, in its rush to cash in. Chengdu will lose its vibe and will lose its identity, and that's something that I worry about as well. It's something that kind of resonates with me, but well, and this idea of like celebrity influencer culture, they call it Wang Hong in Chinese. Chengdu is one of the biggest like Wang Hong cities right now, and it's not really Chengdu's fault. Um, it just that's the way it is, you know. All over China, there are so many like celebrity influencers going to so many different cities and going to places that are kind of famous already, and then making them even more famous, and then blowing them up, and then you know filming this and filming that, and blowing up places that maybe were super chill before, um, and then now they're swarmed with tourists, and like that's happening in a lot of places. Um, Not just Chengdu, and it's not Chengdu's fault. It's the way that culture is kind of shifting these days. And I noticed that all these places in Chengdu seem to be like being built in order to take photos at. Like they have this like Wang Hong Bridge, and they've got the Wang Hong Street in like Taikuli. They've got so many like places that have been built and are now known for people coming in just to take photos. And restaurants, cafes are that way as well. Um, and that's kind of bothering me. Although, yeah, it's not Chengdu's fault, though it is like something that's kind of going, it's not the same. But life does change, right? Life does change. Times do change. And, you know, when I see all of that, whoop, hold on. When I see all of that, um, it kind of makes me sad. 'Cause it's like, that's not the China that I came to. That's not the China that I fell in love with. But it's like, dude, that's not fair. That's not fair to say that. It's not fair that China is changing or Chengdu's changing. Therefore, those are stairs. I'm going to turn around. It's not fair to say that China's changing. Therefore, I don't like it. or Chengdu's changing, therefore I don't like it. It's just not a fair statement. Um, so that's something I've been kind of wrestling with. And when you live in a place, when you live in a place for a really long time, you start to see the cracks. Like when you arrive in a place, everything is really bright, it's really fresh, it's really new, and you see everything in these rose-colored glasses, um, and you know it's a classic stage of what people call culture shock, right? You fall in love with this place, everything's really good. Then you have to negotiate. You start to hate everything, and then you know after negotiation, you're kind of fully in. You integrate and all of that. But you know, you spend a long time in one place. You spend a long time in one city or one area of the country. You do start to get tired of certain aspects of life. Um, you start to see like you start to sort of be bothered by things that you were not bothered by in the beginning. You start to be bothered by random things that you know are really inconsequential, and um, and that's really a you problem. So is Chengdu actually changing, or am I changing? That's another thing to think about. Am I actually changing rather than Chengdu? Now, of course, Chengdu is changing, but is it positive or negative? Well, who knows? Um, who knows? That's for you to decide if you ever come here and if you ever kind of look around. But you know, for me, I have to kind of keep myself in check because yeah, maybe I'm tired of Sichuan University. Maybe I'm tired of teaching this subject and I'm tired of always going to the same places and therefore I'm looking at Chengdu in a negative light. Yeah, because I've been real negative about Chengdu in this last month or so because I have been, there's Huaxi campus, Sichuan University Huaxi campus. Um, I've been super negative on Chengdu. I think because you know, a few things really. Oh, I mean, sorry for turning around the camera all the time. Sorry for turning around the camera all the time. I'm going to pull over right here and kind of gather my thoughts. Check a couple of comments. Ah, John, I'm glad that you understand. You lived in the same town 51 years. Yeah. Um, yeah. There you go. Okay. Well, that's great. That's great. Okay. Happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. So, um, and one thing that I sort of have been thinking about as well, um, when when uh, when I put out my like resume and I said that going to I'm going to leave Sichuan University. I'm looking for a new place to go. I'm looking for a new workplace, international school, or somewhere just with a higher salary and you know teaching different things and this and that. Like I was being like aggressively pursued by so many people in so many like parts of China. Uh, but like the people that I sent my resume to in Chengdu never really heard anything from him. They just kind of said, "Oh, okay, you know, we'll get back to you," and this and that, and not really heard back from some of them. Or like the ones that I did hear back from, I heard from, uh, I heard from after I had already accepted the new job. Like, and I just felt like, well, these people all over China want me, but all these places that I applied to in Chengdu don't seem to want me. Does Chengdu not want me? Well, then screw Chengdu. I don't want to be in Chengdu either. Let me start a new chapter and this and that. So I got super negative about Chengdu. Um, and, you know, is that Chengdu's fault? No. It's just It's just, I was taking it personally. So it's a complicated. Whoa. Okay. Um, yeah, it's a complicated feeling. It's a complicated feeling. Um, yeah. So we're right now we're on Renmin Nanlu. We're headed down. We're straight in the middle of town, straight south of Tianfu Square. We're heading towards Raffles City and the first ring road, which is just ahead of us right here. So on your left, with those billboards, is a computer city. So if you need to get a computer fixed, you need to get a phone fixed, like any sort of electronic repair, you can go there, third or fourth floors up above. Great place. These guys know everything. So there we go. And then let's see, where should we go? Let's just go. Let's just keep going straight down the street here. There's so much construction going on in Chengdu right now. So yeah, that's Raffles City. Really nice mall here in Chengdu. It's a Singaporean chain of malls. Really good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. Yeah, that's possibly it. So here's the thing. Here's another thing. This has changed in Chengdu. Um, not have a lot of street food in Hangzhou compared to Chengdu. Dude, Chengdu doesn't have street food anymore. There's virtually no street food left in Chengdu. Um, in terms of the way that people think of street food, like people in like carts, like people in those like tuk-tuks or with like little mobile carts and things like that serving street food, those largely don't exist in Chengdu anymore. They're so hard to find. It's so hard to find street food in a lot of places. Like outside a lot of like neighborhoods, a few neighborhoods, you'll see one or two of those little food carts and street vendors parked outside. But like you just and like in terms of like street food, it sort of made the move into like organized um, street food markets. So you have to go to a specific place. Like for example, Jinshenlu, which is up in northern Chengdu. You have to go to a specific night market. You have to go to a specific place. Like just going around town at night and looking for street food, you don't see a lot of it anymore. It's maybe 20% of what it used to be. When I first started coming to Chengdu in 2011, 2012, even when I first moved here in 2014 or 2015, I guess, there was still a lot of it, but it's been largely taken care of. Like it's largely just been taken out. It's been cleaned up. So yeah, that is something that's definitely the same. So as far as street food in Hangzhou, I imagine the amount will be about the same. I don't think there will be a huge difference. As far as what street food is available, I yeah, it'll definitely be different in terms of what food is available. But in terms of the amount, I think Hangzhou will be Chabuduo. It'll be about the same. So let's see. Let me pull. I do see some comments here. Stop here for a second, and let's see. Wow. Okay. I mean, okay, that's fine. Yeah, the street food did largely disappear. Like I remember when I first got here in 2011, dude, street food was everywhere. It was everywhere, and then now, yeah, now it's not. Yeah, now it's largely just gone. But I will say this. I will say this in terms of the city itself. Chengdu is still a great place. Um, it's still a great place. It's got a lot to offer. I think Chengdu has a bright future ahead of it. Um, it's It's really doing a lot of marketing to young people. It's trying to be a very inclusive city. Chengdu is like the gay capital of China, famously. Um, it's a very inclusive city. You'll see a lot of hipsters, um, a lot of LGBT people. You'll see so much here, a lot of art, a lot of music that um, that doesn't exist uh, in abundance in other cities, but does exist in abundance here in Chengdu. And I think that's something that has changed, and that is that. Oh, I have to cross here. Okay, that's something that has changed. Is that is Chengdu is really trying to market to young people. Chengdu's really trying to market to young people versus banking on older people and banking on tradition and history. I think Chengdu is doing most of its advertising towards young people in like food and really cool places to go and coffee shops and art and music and lifestyle and things like that, which is cool. Like it's cool. I do like that. It's just it's different. It's different now than it used to be. So that is something. If you are looking for kind of the next big trendy city in China, I think Chengdu is the one to be at. Chengdu is the most promising city in China, I think, in terms of its growth in the next 10 years. I do honestly believe that. I don't think any other place is going to grow as much or grow as well, like in terms of the quality of the investments, in terms of the quality of the economy. I don't think any place is going to grow as much or as well as Chengdu. I think Chengdu is the up and coming city. So Chengdu is definitely a place that I think people should consider moving to. Um, Even though I've kind of gone into why I'm leaving and why I'm saying goodbye and this and that, I've kind of gone negative on some aspects of the city. The city does have so much to offer, in spite of what Chengdu has lost. It has so much to gain. Um, in the last probably month or so, I have, just in all honesty, been focusing on what Chengdu has lost. Chengdu's lost this feeling, it's lost this feeling, it's lost this vibe, it's lost this. But, I haven't focused as much on what Chengdu has given me. Chengdu has given me so many different, like, amazing memories. It's given me so many opportunities to improve myself. It's given me so many things that I'll never be able to really talk about, like so many things I'll never be able to put into words. And I do have to say that I appreciate that, and I want to thank Chengdu for that, because this is a great city. It is a great city. It's a great place to be, and yeah, that's sort of my thoughts. I don't know what else to say. It's been a wild ride here in Chengdu. Um, yeah, and as far as why I'm leaving, you're going to have to rewatch the stream. You're going to have to watch it again. Sorry. Um, I mean, that's certainly possible. Getting like New York in many ways impersonal. That is certainly part of it in some ways. Like I feel like if you go down to, so there's two new areas. There's a place called Gaoxin, which is the high tech zone, and then there's Tianfu Xinqu, which is the Tianfu New area. Those two areas of Chengdu do feel very impersonal. They feel just like any other city. Um, it doesn't feel any different from anywhere else in the world. But what I don't really consider that Chengdu. So there's the consulate. There's a consulate. It's behind those construction walls right there. So yeah, in terms of that, yeah, it's very impersonal. But in terms of like within the third ring road in Chengdu, in terms of like what I consider Chengdu proper, it still doesn't feel that impersonal. It still feels a little bit different. It feels unique. But things do change. Things do change. But I do honestly think Chengdu has a bright future, and things will, you know, will continue to move on. So yeah. So we've just passed the consulate, or where the consulate used to be. A lot of good memories inside the consulate there. Um, so there we go. Let's see. Well, Chengdu didn't really give me a wife. I met her before I ever moved to Chengdu. Food Ranger is not here, dude. The Food Ranger moved to Malaysia like 4 years ago or something. He hasn't been in Chengdu in so long. Yeah, yeah. He moved to Malaysia like 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, I still talk to him every now and then. I talked to him a couple months ago. But yeah, he hasn't been here in ages. That's funny. But yeah, I definitely am free to move back to Chengdu if I want to. Absolutely. I'm free to come back and visit because my wife's family is from Sichuan, so I will be coming back to visit this place during like the summer vacation, the winter vacation, and things like that. That'll be great. So it's not like, oh wait, you're in the stream. What the heck? Oh, yeah. I thought, oh, dude, nice to see you. I thought he meant that Food Ranger is in Chengdu. I was like, where have you been? Hey, I hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Uh, yeah, sorry that caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. But yeah, there we go. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Trevor, you threw off my groove, man. But uh, all good, man. All good, man. Yeah, I actually was gonna download WhatsApp to so I could add you on there because a few of my friends are on WhatsApp now, and I know you're on WhatsApp, and I was gonna get on that so that we could talk. Yeah. um, yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's been a good time in Chengdu, but all good things have to come to an end. Uh, it's it is bittersweet, of course, but that is the nature of life, right? Um, Life does have all these different stages. Each stage kind of with its own expectations, with its own vibe, with its own group of friends, with its own I don't know. Each stage of life has its own kind of unique identity. And I feel like the time in my life where Chengdu was the place to be and where Chengdu was where I was happy and content, I feel like that time is largely past. Um, Not to say that Chengdu isn't a good thing, but it is time to move on. So here, let me, whoa. And yeah, I guess now it's just time to move on to that part of stream where I answer comments. I talk to people because that's about where I'm going to end the official kind of thoughts on Chengdu and saying goodbye to Chengdu. So if you got any questions, you got any thoughts, you got any concerns, any comments, now's the time to leave them and let's talk about it. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go across the street here. I'm going to go onto the Sichuan University campus, and then I'm just going to putter around there for a little bit and answer these questions, and then wrap up the stream. So here we go. Oh my God, Blue Caribbean is all under construction. Right here is Kohua. So this is the Soho building. There's some expat bars in here. There's an Indian restaurant. There's a lot of cool places in the Soho building. This is where expats used to congregate for a Hakka bar, for Berlin House, and a few others. The Berlin House is gone now. There's Blue Caribbean, which is where Jellyfish used to be, Munchwich used to be. A lot of foreigners used to go over there, but now, not so much. Not so much. Not so many foreigners in that area anymore, and it's all under construction. Jeez. Look at that. All right. I'm going to cross momentarily, and I'll get to your comments. I wish I hadn't put the banners up because I would like to read comments as they come in. Can I go now? Nope. So now's the part where we try and pick a place, pick a time to jut in. Though I think we're gonna have to go down to the actual intersection. So, have you guys noticed the amount of police in the stream? There seem to be a lot of police today. I don't know what's going on. There must be some sort of meeting, some sort of I don't know, some sort of something, some sort of something going on. There's so many police right now. I don't know what's happening. Because yeah, normally I don't see so many police. So who knows? Who knows what's going on? All right, let's check some of these comments. Let's check some of these comments. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Wait, loved the stream. Is he gone now? Did I scare him away? Dude, it's all good. I didn't expect him to be in the stream. Every time one of my friends pops up in a stream, it throws me off because I forget that my friends do sometimes like watch my content. So like when I see one of my coworkers from SCU or I see another vlogger sometimes or whatever, it does throw me off. Trevor, come back. Someone message him. Come back. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, it does throw me off. I'm like, friends. Because yeah, you don't know, like, should I be talking directly to this person now? Or do I just keep doing my thing? It's that's funny. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So here, let's see. How will you truck your stuff? Oh, they have moving companies in China. They've got moving companies, but I'll largely ship it. I'll just kind of ship it. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not sure what bolo out means, but all right. I'm not sure what bolo out means, but we'll hope that things are. We'll hope that it's a positive thing. But yeah, so Hangzhou is hot. Yeah, that's fine. As far as like weather goes, I'm really looking forward to Hangzhou's weather. I'm looking forward to being super hot. I'm looking forward to the humidity and the heat because, yeah, I mean, I'm from Texas. Heat and humidity are no big deal to me. That's sort of that's where I'm comfortable. I don't like winter. I don't like the fall. I don't like spring. I like summer. And also the thing about Chengdu that really bothers me is the weather because it's so gray all the time. It's so gray all the time. Days like this where it's sunny are fairly rare, and they really only happen in the summer. You don't like pretty much the sunny times in Chengdu, pretty much from May to August. That's really about it. And I was looking at the amount of sunlight in Chengdu versus Hangzhou, and in terms of hours of sunlight, Hangzhou gets double the amount of sun that Chengdu does. Double. Which for me is fantastic because like when things get gray, it really does affect my mood. It affects my mood a lot. And when the sun comes out, almost nothing makes me happier than seeing the sun come out. So being in a place with a lot of sunshine is ideal. It's going to make a huge difference in terms of my psyche, in terms of my the way that I feel day to day. So I've got to use my card to get in here. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I just kind of snuck in behind that lady. Whoa, journey and destination, $10 super chat. Oh snap! Hold on, let me address that. All right, welcome to Sichuan University, the place you can no longer come if you don't work here or study here. Yeah, schools all over China. Yeah, if you don't work or study at a certain place, then you can't get in. So I have to use my work card. So here we go. Here, let's see. Let's see. Drink on me. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I will do. I will do. $10 is a lot of money for a drink. So there you go. I'll have two. I'll have two on you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Journey and Destination. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll have to check out your channel. We'll figure out something to do together. We'll see. Love it. Thank you very much. Yeah. There you go. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, Chengdu has been cold the past few months. It's been very strange. It's been uncharacteristically. Yeah, that's a word. The English teacher, uncharacteristically cold and gray the last probably month. This time of year, it should be sunny all the time. It should be hot all the time. But it seems like Chengdu forgot how to summer. Yeah. There's the College of Water Resources and Hydropower. There you go. Okay. There we go. Can you ship me along with your stuff? I wish I could. Wish I could. Shipping you would be quite expensive. Oh, I read something online the other day. I was on some historical Twitter thing, and they said that like in the USA, it was legal to ship kids through the mail in the USA till like the 1940s or something. It's like that's insane. There's the gift shop. There's the SCU gift shop right there. I'm going to actually buy a few like SCU things by the time before I go, because I do want to rep Sichuan University. I do like it here. It's gonna be great. Will you take your wife and family to Hangzhou? Absolutely, dude. I I'm not gonna leave my wife in Chengdu while I go to Hangzhou. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Like, oh, my gimbal's going crazy. That's not cool. Yeah, wherever I go, she goes. Wherever she goes, I go. That's just the way it is, We're married. We're married. We gotta stick together, for sure. All right. So here's one of the post-grad buildings. We'll go over to the main post-grad entrance over here. But yeah, this is Wangjiang campus. This is where all the post-grads are at. Some undergrads are here, but mostly this is a post-grad campus. So yeah, people doing their master's, their doctorate, and their postdoc studies here. And this is where a couple of my coworkers teach. They teach in this building right here. Yeah, I teach at a different campus. I will be doing either a video or a live stream from the campus that I teach at fairly soon. There we go. There it is. Here's the post-grad building. That is what Jiao does. All right. So yeah, there's the post-grad building. Good. I will miss this campus. This campus is rather beautiful in its own way. I like how it's a mix of like residential like areas, like it's a mix of neighborhoods and also, academic buildings. And it's got lots of restaurants. There's some street food here on campus. There are lots of shops. Like it integrates really well the feeling of being in town and also being at a university. So like you're definitely at a university, you're definitely on campus, but you still have like features of, being out in the city at large. And plus it's in the middle of downtown, right? So So it's good. It's a great place to be, this campus. I wish that I taught at this campus, but you got to go where the students are. But Hangzhou can be a tourism hub and travel the whole Yangtze area. Uh, Shanghai, Jiangsu province, Zhejiang, mini YouTuber. You'll have a whole new life. Yeah. So that's really cool. That is a really cool thing about Hangzhou, is that there are a lot of YouTubers there, and it gives me access to an entire region of China that I've largely neglected traveling in. It'll be so easy to just pop over to Shanghai, pop over to Ningbo, pop over to Xiamen, Fuzhou. Um, you know, if international travel opens up again, it'd be easy to pop over to Taiwan, visit a couple friends I have there. It'd be easy to go to so many places like Yiwu and places that there aren't YouTubers. It's going to be so cool. It's going to be so cool to have access to all that. So I'm super happy about the move. I do think it's the right choice. I do think it's the right choice to go to Hangzhou, because there are a lot of different choices in terms of city. There's so many good places to live in China. Oh, and that reminds me, way back in the chat, there was somebody who asked, how do you choose a city to live in? There we go. Let me find that. I don't know. Austin doesn't want to answer the question. I don't know what question you're talking about. Okay, I'm not sure which question. Okay. Cost of living differences, have any friends waiting for you there? I think it'll be cheaper. It's going to be cheaper to live in Hangzhou than Chengdu, where I will be living. Let's see. Can you ship? Let's see. Where is it? I found it. I remember seeing that question. There's so many questions. Let's see. I think I've lost it. Oh, exactly the same when you left Tianjin. I was super happy to leave Tianjin. I was super happy to leave Tianjin. I did not like the city. I did not like the city at all. Okay, I can't remember. I can't find it. So, okay. So anyway, so okay. So I'll get to that question in a bit. Well, first I do want to talk about, like, how do I choose a place to live in China? Well, first of all, the most important thing is the job offer, of course, because, like, if you don't have a place that will pay you a decent salary versus your cost of living, then you're not gonna have a good time. You've got to look at so for me, before I was looking at where can I work at a better university. So when I was in Lanzhou, I wanted to go to Lanzhou University from my other uni. I wanted to move up and go to Lanzhou University, but I couldn't do that because Lanzhou University didn't have any vacancies. So I was thinking, just where is a stepping stone to going to a better, more well-known place? And that place just happened to be Tianjin. The offer wasn't fantastic, but what was interesting to me was that I was going to be teaching academic writing to English majors, which I wasn't able to do. So it was going to give me the opportunity for a new skill. So a lot of it has to do with the job. Am I going to be able to learn a new skill? Am I going to be able to do something different? That's a major consideration for me. And besides that, you have to look at what. So let's see, the job. That's probably the single biggest factor for me, is because that's what you're going to be doing in that city for most of the time, right? You're going to be working. So you have to figure out, is the job good? Is the job worth relocating? And so that, has to do it. So this is graduation season, if you can't tell, graduation season. So, um, yeah, it's mostly all about the job um, and the cost of living. So for me, like, um, if I can find a place that'll either give me an apartment or will pay a generous housing stipend, then that's a great plus as well. Um, so at my new job, my housing stipend is 3,500 RMB, which is way more than enough to find a good place in Hangzhou. So that means that some of that 3,500 is just straight extra money going in my pocket. And for me, also, when it comes to choosing a city, I don't really look at food. I look at, is it a place that I can relax? Is it a place that I can have fun in? Um, Now, that could have several different dimensions. Now, I chose Tianjin because this concession history, all these different powers occupied Tianjin for a while. That'll be really fun to explore and see how that affects the local vibe. So that was another reason I chose Tianjin. Now, when it came to Chengdu, I chose Chengdu because Chengdu is the centers of education. Beijing, Shanghai, Nanjing, and Chengdu. Those are the four kind of cities known for their education, like known for their schools in China. Those are the four. So I was like, okay, Chengdu is going to be a place. Where, um, and plus, Chengdu looks like a place that I can have fun. It's known for its food. It's known for its relaxed lifestyle. Um, it's known for not being too expensive. So Chengdu, that's why I chose Chengdu. Plus, my wife is from Sichuan province. Uh, and I've since come to learn so much about Sichuan that has made me love Sichuan even more and more. Sichuan is the best province. It's so great. And then you're 500 meters away from me. Where are you at? Where are you at? Let's see if we can find you. um, so it's, can I have fun? Can I relax in this place? And will this job um, give me new skills? Will it challenge me? Those are really the things that I look at, along with, can I live here comfortably in terms of money? And Hangzhou, I think, checks all those boxes. Hangzhou checks all those boxes. Um, the job will be challenging. It will give me new skills. It will um, give me new opportunities to explore. Hangzhou does seem like a place where I can have fun and a place that I can explore. Doesn't seem too expensive. Seems like I can relax. So it sort of checks all those boxes. I'm really happy about that. Really happy about that. All right. Now, all right, Mark keeps avoiding your questions. Let's see. Well, I'm trying to thoroughly answer questions. So I think one of the, was it, where was it? Oh, yeah. Why am I staying in China and still moving back to the US? Um, well, I am going to move back to the US eventually, of course. I don't think China is a place that I'm going to stay forever. But right now, I see I'm going to be evaluating after this next kind of 2 years because I've signed a 2-year contract at this international school. I'm not moving back to the US because of a few reasons. One, this job offer that I've gotten is like crazy good. The offer is crazy good, and I'm not going to get a job offer like this in the USA. I'm just not. I'm not going to get a job offer like that in the USA. So that alone is a reason to stay. And then two, I I'm still unclear as to what I would do in the USA. What I think I would like to do in the USA, uh, it would basically involve me using my Chinese language skills. Now, specifically what I would do with those skills, I am not sure. But I think um, in terms of furthering that goal of improving my Chinese and staying in touch with what's happening in China, China is the best place to be. If you want to improve your Chinese and maintain your Chinese and keep up with um, news on China, China is really the best place to be. So that's another reason. I want to take a couple more years at least to do some research about what opportunities exist in the US, um, and how and what gaps exist in the market that I may be able to fill. And also, getting my wife a visa back to the USA takes a year at least. It takes at least a year to get her a visa. So anything I do has to be thought of a year in advance. So, it's not that, and the USA just doesn't seem like a great place to be right now. Doesn't seem like a great place to be right now. So I'm going to wait till all this Rona stuff calms down. I'm going to wait till all the racial stuff kind of calms down for the moment, if it ever does. And, and in the meantime, I'm going to keep researching where I may want to be. My top 3 places are Colorado, Texas, and what's the other one? Colorado, Texas, and I lost it. What is it? Oh, Florida. In terms of places being affordable, uh, and paying decent salaries and taxes. So those seem to be the places to go. And I have been looking at potential jobs. I've been looking at potential routes. So it's not like I'm just avoiding the USA. I'm not. Like I am consciously thinking about it. So yeah, I'm just in China, for the moment. I am sort of wrapping up this time here. So I don't know. Well, there's too many things to talk about that I'd rather not talk about publicly just yet, because everything's still up in the air. Everything's still up in the air. Everything needs to be constantly evaluated and thought about. So just because I don't answer a question doesn't mean I'm avoiding it. It's just like I may just not be ready to talk about it. I may just not be ready to answer it. I don't know what I don't know yet. I just don't know yet. So there you go. That's about as thorough of an answer as I can give at the moment. So okay, let's go up this way. Then we'll pull over and check the new questions. Okay, because I'm stuck on this one right now. Oh, I should have gone over to the. I should have gone on the pathway, because then you can see the water. Okay. Oh well. We can maybe hop back on that. Oh wait, no. That. Maybe it's not so good right now. They're doing so much construction around here. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous. So, all right. My butt's starting to hurt. Starting to hurt. Okay. Sitting on this e-bike like 6 hours. How long has this been going? How long has this been going? An hour and a half. 25% on my phone. Here, let's stop right here. Ugh. All right. Let's see. Scrolling down to the bottom. Okay. Let's see. I've been so successful keeping off the weight, just controlling myself, pretty much. I'm not leaving China. Not yet. I still got a few more years. Still got a few more years. I'm just saying goodbye to Chengdu. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. If I had a chance to get my bachelor's in SCU, would I do it? I don't think so. Um, I don't think so. Um, no, it's too much time. It's too much time. Well, if I had the chance, I mean, if if I knew I was going to be here for a while, and if I knew I was going to get a bachelor's degree in a useful field, I would kind of think about it. But degrees from Chinese universities, just generally speaking, don't go over well in the USA. Because I mean, while while I am in China and I've made my life in China, like I'm not going to stay in China forever. You have to always keep that in mind that you will go back to your country someday, and what you do here is going to have to transfer back to your home country. And in the USA, a Chinese degree is not going to really translate because Chinese degrees are not thought of in a super positive light uh, in the USA, and kind of for good reason. Um, so that's why. Um, See, this is an interesting topic. There's a huge disconnect between what I see online and what I see on the street. What I see on the street and when I talk to people, when I talk to students, when I talk to people on the street, I don't see any difference. I don't see any difference. But in terms of like, if you get on Weibo, you get on Zhihu, you get on like Twitter, like Chinese Twitter, there has been a marked shift in tone the last few years politically. Yeah, there certainly has been a marked shift. But in terms of like, I'm just saying my experience. My experience here on the street, I don't notice any difference in terms of the everyman. Because I think in general, a person, like just any person that you're going to talk to, generally speaking, is reasonable, you know, is perfectly reasonable, is level-headed, it's going to be fine to talk to. But when people show up online, they tend to get nasty. Um, I don't know. I It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But I do notice there's a big disconnect because yeah, people on the street just they're fine. They're fine. Fine. Yeah, and exactly. Yeah, you don't see people hating Asians where you live, but it's all you read about online. Yeah, so there is a certain disconnect between what's online. Like what's online is not real life, generally speaking. Um, Being online is certainly useful in terms of accessing information you may not have, um, like in terms of what certain leaders are saying, what people of note are saying, and things like that. But in terms of like real life, yeah, it's not the same thing. So, all right then, it's been a uh, it's been a good time hopping on live stream. My voice is starting to my throat's starting to get tired talking so much, and my phone's about to die, which usually means it's time to wrap up. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you all for watching. Thank you, Journey and Destination, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. The link tree is in the description if you want to check out, um, you know, any me on any other platforms. That link tree has a link to everything as well as support and like recommendations that I have. So yeah, it's been good. It's been sort of therapeutic to be able to talk about what's been going on in my head. So I'm sorry that I've taken all this time away from YouTube, but I think it was kind of necessary. It does feel good though. It feels good to talk about what's really going through my head and just share it. Share it. in long form. And yeah, I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. And I guess with that, I will see you all next time. I'll leave you with this shot right here. Maybe not the best shot to end on, but that's it.